What's up, everyone? This is Jared and Nick from What Cheers Beer Reviews, and tonight this is something I got in a trade. It's the 1994 Sam Adams Triple Bock.
Let me repeat that. 1994. How old were you, Jared, in 1994?
This beer is 18 years old. I got a couple notes here that I want to read off just to get the point across. The year this beer was brewed, gas was $1.09. OJ was fleeing from the police in his white Ford Bronco. Kurt Cobain had recently killed himself. Friends had just been on the air for the first time. Black holes were just discovered. Let's see, what else do I have here? Tiger Woods was the youngest person and the first minority to win the Masters, and he was 18 years old. And now he's sleeping with a bunch of scantily clad women. And, you know, this is the first thing that jumped out at me is there's a little tag on this bottle. The very end, the way it ends is if you would like to receive updates from us, you know, every 6 months or so, please write to us at the Boston Beer Company, the brewery, 30 Germania Street, Boston, Mass. 02130. Email wasn't even around. I mean, it was around, but no one used email back then.
They wanted you to write a handwritten
letter. Most importantly, I don't remember any of this because I was only 4 years old when this beer was brewed.
That's unbelievable.
So,
that is unbelievable. I was 8.
This is a pretty old beer.
Pretty old. I'm a little afraid about this beer, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
The reason why we're actually opening this right now is I have a couple bottles of this, and this single bottle, my other bottles are fine, but this one was actually leaking. We did a little close up of this. You can see how it kind of started to bubble out of the cap. So it had me a little concerned. It made me realize we had to open this pretty quickly. So I just cracked this open, and the cork was completely broken. You know, completely disintegrated. Didn't even matter. I didn't even touch it, and it fell right into the bottle. So the cork's floating in here right now. I got a couple cork pieces in my glasses, but it doesn't smell too oxidized. So I think we're gonna do a review of this and see how it is.
Yeah, let's.
It might be bad. It might not be good, but we'll see.
Let's give it a shot. It probably won't kill us. Probably won't kill us. Let's get a look at the pour.
This may be the last What Cheers Beer Review.
This may be the very last What Cheers Beer
All
Review.
right. So it pours like motor oil. Really, it pours just like motor oil. A black, tar, syrupy. It definitely stains the glass.
I don't know why there's like a million fingerprints all over my glass. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's.
Are these things clean?
Yeah, they're clean. I just carried them around.
Oh my goodness. Anyways,
so it stains the glass a golden color. I mean, this is thick stuff. You can't really see through it at all. It's murky.
I mean, the lacing on this is unreal. It's so syrupy.
I have cork in my glass. So
you know, it's actually I would say it's like a black with dark brown on the edges. To be honest, you can see
dark brown, yellowish notes on the edge.
So let's go ahead and get a smell on the 1994 Sam Adams Triple Bock.
All right. So this is like a 17.5%, 18% beer, and I mean it comes across. It actually doesn't remind me of beer. It reminds me exactly of a wine.
I'm just thinking of what 8-year-old me would be thinking.
Right? What would 4-year-old Jared be thinking? 4-year-old Jared doesn't even know what beer is.
I don't think 8-year-old Nick knows what beer is.
Like I said, 4-year-old Jared doesn't know what any of these events were.
I'm not sure this should be even like considered beer, to be honest with you.
No. I mean, Sam Adams describes it as it drinks like a sherry or a port, and that's exactly. It reminds me exactly of a sherry or like a Madeira or something.
All right. So as far as the flavors go and the aroma, I'm getting a lot of dark chocolate, dark cherry, like a chocolate covered cherry. I'm getting a
lot of syrupy maple notes to it.
Maple syrup's there.
The biggest thing a lot of people pull out with the oxidized versions of this is soy sauce, and you get a little bit of soy sauce.
I'm not getting a ton,
but not much. It's not overpowering at all, which is good.
I think you got a good bottle here.
Even though this has been leaking for a couple of days now, it's still held up quite a bit. So,
it smells like a chocolate covered cherry with you know, it's like a red wine, like a.
You get syrupy. You get super sweet. You get it. It reminds me exactly of sherry.
Yeah. It doesn't smell like a beer whatsoever. There's no carbonation.
Carbonation is long gone at this point.
Yeah.
I would have thought this was a sherry if I didn't know. So
it actually smells quite nice. I can't believe I'm going to say that. So
it's very complex.
I hope the taste matches it, guys.
I'm glad I have 5 bottles of. Now that it's good, I'm glad I have 5 bottles.
This guy, way too many. So guys, I think we're going to go ahead and get a taste.
Yeah.
On his brew. How old is it again?
18 years old.
18-year-old beer. Okay.
It's a wine at this point. It's not even beer anymore. It's a wine. You ready?
I do like the smell.
Right?
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. You have a will written?
Yeah. I mean, it smells like it tastes like a chocolate covered cherry.
Wow. Actually, it's got a little bit of tartness to it.
Yeah. It's definitely got that soy sauce note to it.
A little bit, but it's not as pungent as most people say it is. You get some syrupy notes to it. You get a little bit of maple syrup. You get like dark chocolates. You get a lot of dried fruit, raisins, dates, all that stuff.
I don't actually taste the alcohol, which is really
which
cool.
is really surprising. That was my biggest thought with this: is how hot is it going to taste?
I don't taste the alcohol whatsoever.
It smells pretty hot. You can definitely smell the alcohol.
I'm getting
It's amazing. You can't taste it at all. I mean, you can taste a little bit of it, but not. It's not that strong.
There's a taste in this. It's like a peanut butter / like a nut, pistachio or something like that. But there's like dark chocolate. There's tartness, dark chocolate. There's that cherry, and then I'm getting this nuttiness. That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in this, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is all you'd want to drink of this beer, if you want to call it a beer.
Split this one.
It's pretty wild, guys. Holy crap.
Yeah. Wow.
Pungent as
like
hell.
I said, a lot of people get soy sauce. Like you look at a written review online, it's gonna be soy sauce. But a lot of people there were 3 vintages to this: 94, 95, and 97. 94 is apparently the best year. 97 is apparently like the worst, like a drain pour. So a lot of the bad reviews you're reading is based on the 97 because there's so much floating around. 94 is supposed to be pretty good, and this
not bad.
This drink's pretty good for an 18-year-old beer. It's not that It's not really oxidized at all. You get a tiny bit of soy sauce, which hints at oxidation, but it doesn't really come across.
Okay, I'll give you my final rundown on this.
All right, what do you think?
Going through front of the tongue, getting some tartness, dark cherry with chocolate. Middle of the mouth, I'm getting that nuttiness. It's like a peanut butter brittle.
Yeah, you think so? I don't get that too much, but I mean, obviously everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
And this is such a complex beer that I guarantee you there's stuff you're pulling out that I'm not.
Absolutely. I'm getting peanut butter nuttiness. I'm getting maple syrup. Obviously.
Maple syrup, yeah. Lots of maple syrup.
I mean, guys, this thing is thick.
Yep.
I mean, come on. It's like syrup.
They actually brew this. They brew a traditional beer: malt, hops, yeast, water. And then to get the beer actually this high, because after a certain point, this is the grandfather of all extreme beers. This was the very first one this high in alcohol. And to do that, the yeast doesn't brew. It just doesn't ferment that high. So they added additional sugars. They added maple syrup to this. So I mean,
I love maple syrup, but
yeah.
For 1994, it could be worse.
It could be a lot worse. Think about it like in 1994, like Bud Light. Think about how bad that would be.
Gotta tell you guys, I wasn't too excited about this one, but it's pretty good.
Right?
You gotta like strong beers, though. You really gotta like.
Oh, this is as strong as they come.
I mean,
well, not as strong. It was as strong as they come.
This is not.
This is almost minor nowadays.
I mean, chances are nobody that's watching this, you guys aren't gonna have this bottle. I mean, I just can't imagine you would. If you do,
I have 5. Well, 4 now.
This isn't even a beer as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't taste like a beer. It's like a port.
Like I said, had my eyes been closed, had I not poured this, not seen the bottle, I would have thought it was a sherry. It drinks just like a sherry or a port.
Absolutely.
Exactly like a sherry or a port.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much. I think I pretty much said what it tastes like. Anything else you want to add?
I mean, I'm blown away. I didn't buy it because I thought it was going to be great. I didn't buy it because I thought it was going to be bad. I just wanted to try an 18-year-old beer, and this is
it.
I'm impressed with it.
Good.
I will say that. So.
All right, let's go ahead and we'll be right back with the ratings, guys. Yeah. Thanks. All right, guys. So as far as the rating on Triple Bock, I mean, it's so extreme. Probably too much for me. It's not a beer anymore.
this is probably as much as I would drink. This little 8-ounce bottle I'd split between 3-4 people.
10.
10
people.
It's an after dinner wine. I don't even call it a beer anymore.
Yeah.
It's an after dinner wine. I would drink it after dinner.
It's cool to have a pre-millennium beer. I've never had one. This is pretty interesting experiment. As far as ratings go, guys, this is interesting. Beer Advocate gives this a 68 overall, which is in their poor range.
Yep.
The Bros gave this a 94. That was in
1998, I believe. They reviewed
1998.
it. And like I said earlier, the biggest thing with this is there's 3 different vintages, and the vintages are one's really good, one's really bad. So I think the bad ratings, like, it
94,
kind of
95,
outweighs.
and 97.
Yeah. Like, you get see a 68 because a lot of people are drinking the 97. That's literally horrible.
So you got the good one.
So yeah, I got the good year. Beer ratings overall it's 31. So again, similar kind of thing, very low because of the bad rating.
What did it have in the style?
Why do you want to know that?
Because I can see what it says.
The style was a 2 out of 100.
2 people.
I mean, you were pretty skeptical of this at first. What do you think? I mean, you think it's a 68?
No, I don't think it's a 68. Right. I think it has a lot going on. It's very complex. Like we said already, it's a chocolate-covered cherry kind of smell to it. You can smell the alcohol, but in the taste, it doesn't come through that much.
I was very surprised. That was the biggest thing I was concerned about, is how hot it was going to taste. And you can't taste the alcohol that much at all.
I would hope so. It's from 1994.
It's 18 years mellowed.
I was 8 years old.
Right. My God.
So as far as the rating goes for me, this is, I would give it an 80. And that's probably being a little generous, but I think for what it is, it's pretty impressive for this old of a beer,
right?
If you want to call it that, but
it's not bad.
No, not at all.
I mean, this is tough. I mean, it drinks just like a sherry. I've said it the whole time. It reminds me exactly of a wine, and that's how I would rate it. But it's not. It's a beer, so I can't really do that.
For an American Strong Ale,
I'm gonna rate it on its own. I'm gonna rate it exactly for what this is, what I think of this, and I would probably give it. It's in the 80s somewhere for me, maybe like an 83 and 84. Given the right situation, I would be able to drink a little bit, probably maybe this much, maybe a little bit more. I couldn't drink a whole bottle of this. Not even close. I'd have to share this with 4 or 5 people. But for 18 years old, it's pretty good for what it is.
The most surprising thing for me was the nuttiness I got, kind of like a peanut butter thing.
There's so much going. There's really lots of complexity going on in this that you can keep pulling stuff out of this all night long.
Well, we don't have all night long.
Nope.
So with that, guys,
comment, subscribe. You know where to find us at this point.
Thanks for checking out this review. Pretty interesting one.
Cheers.
All right, cheers, guys.